Hi everyone. I just finished this folder that I made for my sister. I really like the way it turned out. This is one of those little cartons that when you place an order from Amazon for books, they'll ship the books to you in this type of a cardboard carton, and they're really nice to alter, and that's what I've done here. And let me hold it a little closer so you can see. It's vintage style, and that's what my sister wanted, and I hope she likes it. And I did some stenciling here and here. I Mod Podged the whole outside and inside with some real pretty napkins that I have, and I distressed it. I have some fabric flowers here. I've got some trim and lace and burlap here and a little piece of jewelry, and I Mod Podged some lace here. And this is a little fabric ribbon that I have, and I stamped it and distressed it. And this is the back side. I put eyelets here to thread this ribbon through for the closure, so it's easy to get in and out of it. And I have a little video at the end here if you want to check it out, showing the process of putting this together. And this is where I threaded the ribbon through, and I use this to adhere the ribbon, and it's good and strong. This is the flaps here to hold papers in. And here's some pages that I put in for her. These are coloring book pages that I found on the internet. There's some free pages, and that's basically what I made this for, so she can just remove pages from a book if she wants to, and she has a nice place to keep them now. Now these flaps right here were on this side of the cover, and I removed them from here and placed them over here because I like the way that works. And then I put a little burlap pocket here, so there's a little pocket here she can use. And it's very functional. That's what I like about it. And like I said, I got a video at the end if you want to check it out. I've got a couple more that I want to do, and this was a lot of fun, and I hope she likes it, and I appreciate y'all watching. Thank you so much. Bye. Here's the folder with the first coat of gesso on it, and those are the flaps that were on that side, and I'm going to attach it here in the center. I'm using a two-sided score tape, and that'll hold it in place until I'm ready to apply the duct tape, and that's what I'm doing here. And after I put the duct tape on, I put another coat of gesso on it, and there it is. And I went ahead and gessoed some more items. Okay, these are the paints that I'm going to put on. This color right here is yellow ochre, and I don't have a name for the other one. And I start out by adding paint, and then I use a baby wipe to spread it out. It was easier. And I'm just applying color to the base before I put the napkin on, and that's what I'm doing. And it really looks kind of rough this way, but it does add color for the base when you apply the napkin, and that's what I wanted. I've already started applying the napkin to the back, and I'm overlapping the spine, and that's what I'm showing you here. I made sure that the carton was closed when I applied the spine, the napkin to the spine. And this is the front. I'm adding napkin to the front. And when I use these napkins, I always like to tear the straight edge off and make the edges a little ragged. I make sure that there's enough overlapping on the edge so I can Mod Podge it to the inside of the flap. And right here I'm showing you where I just fold it up and tear off the edges. And I think I used about 6 of these small napkins for the outside, and I believe it was about 6 to cover the inside as well. And I'm tearing little pieces here to do the center strips on the fold. Right here I'm using some watered down gesso to give it a faded look, and I'm mixing up a little Mod Podge to put a coat of Mod Podge on, and I don't have that on the video, but I've already done that now. And right here I'm applying the stencil, and that's a Crafter's Workshop stencil. So I'm going to go ahead and put some distressed ink along the edges, and I start out with the Wild Honey, and then I'll add some Vintage Photo, and I'll do all this on the front, the outside and the inside, and then I finish it off with some Walnut Stain. And after that dries, I take it outside and spray it real good with a sealant. And I let that dry before I apply the last coat of Mod Podge. And I use that shimmer Mod Podge. And that's the shimmer Mod Podge right there. It's real thick, so I'll add a little water to it. And it really gives it a nice shine, a nice golden shine. After this dries, I do rub the whole book inside and out with Daddy Van's furniture polish, and then I buff it, and it really has a nice feel to it. So I have some more of that shimmer Mod Podge left over, and I want to finish it off with something. I didn't want to throw it out. This is a little book that I'm working on, and I decided to go ahead and put a coat of that shimmer Mod Podge on that. And this is another little book that I finished, and I know I should have done it before I put the embellishments on, and but I'll go ahead and put a little bit of on this book as well to see what it looks like. That way I use it all up. Right here I'm just making the little marks for the eyelets. And those are big eyelets. The hole isn't big enough, and so I'll use a brush and to enlarge the hole, and that works. This is a burlap ribbon that I'm going to use to make a little pocket. And I'm using Fabri-Tac fabric glue. I'll glue on the left side and the bottom, and I'll glue the right side after I get the ribbon threaded through the eyelets. This stamp right here is a Kaiser postal stamp, and I'm stamping this little ribbon, and I stagger the stamping all the way across the ribbon, and I'm using a couple of drops of the Vintage Photo re-inker and add a little bit of water, and I'm going to distress this ribbon with that. It looks really dark, but when it dries it's lighter. These are some little fabric embellishments my sister sent me, and I'm using 2 of those, and I'll run that through some of that Vintage Photo to distress the edges. And right here I'm just gluing down the burlap and lace trims, and I don't have a video of me Mod Podging the lace pieces on. I forgot to turn the camera on. I appreciate y'all watching, and I hope you like it. Thanks so much. Have a great day. Bye.